All right, great. That seems to be working out. Let's grab the URL. No. Yeah, that'll just have to do. That will just have to do. All right. Got that. Got this. That's gonna be fun. Privacy statement. Let's see. Hmm. That's fine. Discord. All right. All right. All right. We've got stream set up. That's great. No data. Why no data? No data? Oh no, why is it so low? Oh, it's probably because I just put something on my phone. Yeah. Oh, that's what I get for trying to start before having that all set up, I guess. Yeah, okay. I think it should be fine now. All right. Let's redo a website in WordPress. Let's take a website that already exists. And I happen to have one right here. And we can't see it because I'm displaying the wrong thing. Here we are. Great. I know this is probably a little bit of a weird thing to get started with, but it is what I have. Hi, Peepops. How's it going? Yeah, so my friend Kurt, he's a retired doctor and he runs a no scalpel vasectomy clinic. And he likes to do this largely for people who would like to have family planning but can't generally afford it. So he runs his own clinic and he's been using this website for absolute ages, just absolute ages. And I thought, all right, well, let's redo this site for him. Take it from where it is and maybe kind of upgrade it to something else. And if he likes it, he can keep it. All right. So I'm mostly going to start by just copying over content, right? So we've still got, this is the WordPress site that I set up during the last stream. It's just my WordPress tutorial site, and I'm just going to change it to add his content in and see if we can massage it around, right? So let's start with the home page, right? Let's create it, or let's see what pages we have. We've already got a privacy policy and a sample page. Let's edit the sample page and have this be our home page. All right, there's all these examples. We're not going to need any of them, I think. Uh-huh. All right, here we go. Let's start from the beginning. So I'm not going to bother with this image just yet. We'll do this when we're working on like the header and stuff, but let's work with the content itself. So we've got basically 3 paragraphs here. Let's start with this one here. So we'll take over the content. We'll place it here. This link will have to update later when we actually have that page created. And they want this to be kind of like a note box to let people know that, hey, there's something that they need to do first right away, right? So fortunately, even in just a paragraph, we can take this and we can select a color. What color is this? I think we can do better than this, but like let's try to get this as close as possible to begin with. All right, so I opened my inspector. In fact, let's make this, can I pop it back in? Yeah, dock to the right, right? All right, so I've right-clicked this, I've inspected it. We have this paragraph here. Let's look at the CSS. This is what styles it. We've got a background color already, so we can copy over that hex code. And we can just go back here and add that into the hex code here. And look, we've got the same sort of color and background as we have here. Now they have review the safety information in red. Now let's close the inspector. Whereas we don't have that yet. I don't know if we can just do that text alone. I don't think we can. I mean, we can, just not in this way. I'm just going to leave that where it is, though, for right now, because we'll see if we actually want to edit it. Now, we have 2 more paragraphs on this, so let's add another one. Let's just copy over this information. Welcome to my no scalpel vasectomy website. It's definitely an early 2000s site, and I love it. I love everything about it. All right. So we've got those paragraphs in. Let's add another. We can keep this image. Let's save a copy of this image. I'll put in my pictures as guest quill. And so for this one, instead of just doing a simple paragraph, let's do columns. And we'll do 2 columns. That's set up 50-50, but we're going to change the width of it later. So let's add the image. We have the guest quill, right? Keep it like that. All right, let's get our outline out so we can see this. All right, so column. We want the column width on this to be, what, 150 pixels, something like that. And then the column size on this, that'll be the rest of it. So we can just add a paragraph. Take this over. And put that in. That should be roughly decent. Let's take a look at it on preview in a new tab. All right. That's pretty good for now. Let's see, page attributes, parent. I think I might be able to delete this. And if I update it, nope. Oh, it still shows as that. Let's view it in a new tab. And okay, so it's not showing up there, which is great. That's actually what we want because we want this to have probably a featured image. So let's copy this image, or nope, let's save this image as, and it's called plaque. So let's see if we can get this put in as a featured image and see what that does for us. Let's go to pictures and plaque. All right, so this is a transparent GIF and it looks like it's showing up as a black background in this, so I might have to translate this to something else. But for just right now, we're just kind of putting things in and seeing what it looks like. So let's update it and refresh the page. And oh, that actually looks pretty decent, right? Like that's not too different from the existing one. Yeah, the font of this website, the one that Kurt has, it's a little bit more cartoony than I would probably expect for a vasectomy website, but it's what we're working with right now, so we might as well start here. It does feel like messing around in Paint, or like I think a lot of like very old versions of Microsoft Word with the word art and everything else. So yeah. Oh, you might be starting at the coffee shop? Oh, that's really exciting. That's really great. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, you'll have to let us know how that goes, or if you'll have that option. All right, so that's the home page. Let's go to the About Me page. Oh, Kurt. Let's capture this image because we'll want that for later. That's the small one. You may or may not have noticed, but I actually have this zoomed up to 200%. Because if I reset the zoom level, this is what it looks like, and it's just so much harder to read or understand. So I've really kind of built this up so that we can copy everything over really easily. All right, so let's go back to our WordPress tutorials. Let's create a new page. And I'm going to keep it blank because I want to really work with what we've got. So this is the About Me page. Not about Mer, about me. Great. And it looks like we're going to use the same featured image. We'll actually change this into a header later because I do believe that this repeats on every page. But as I said, we're just trying to mock this up for right now. So set that over. And okay, so the first thing we've got is another, I would say this is a good 2-column layout for this section. So let's do that. Or actually, you know what? Let's just try adding an image and seeing if we can wrap the text around it. Oh, that's not going to do it. All right, image, upload, profile small. Great. And now we've got some settings here. Let's see. Add text over image. I'm looking to see if I can wrap the text around it, or if I do need to insert it inside. Yeah. Because I can align the left. I don't think that's what I want. So maybe I should have just gone with my first instinct of adding columns. Let's do a 50%. And what I'm actually going to do, since I already have this image in here, is I want to put it in here. Yep. And then let's start adding in his curriculum vitae. So we've got our other column here. Let's add a paragraph. And really, we'll keep that text for now, but I may want to put that as to a heading because it's really like about me and then curriculum vitae and then whatever else is going on with that. Yeah, I definitely understand. Setting up an online store is way more difficult than setting up a regular website. I'm really going through just like general basic stuff right now. Um, for setting up a store, it will require a plugin that um, actually does the inventory management and everything for you to be able to set that up. So we are going to be doing that, just not today. But I want to use WooCommerce as both an automatic product, so a product created by the company that I work for, but also as the major e-commerce platform out there for doing that sort of plugins. So that is definitely going to be one of the things that we work on. Probably after I'm done with Kurt's website, because that's going to have a couple of pieces for doing that, and then I can kind of transition into more complex sites. I want to do an online store. I want to do a community forum, and I want to do kind of like a whole creator platform that allows you to kind of combine some of these concepts together. So that's where we're heading. I'm just trying to head there slowly. All right, so he's got like a little spacer thing. That's not the one I wanted. I want it's horizontal. Okay, I think it might. Oh, all right, now it's spacer. All right, whatever. So we'll do that. Let's add another paragraph underneath it, and we'll have just this information. I really don't know that he needs to have this much information on the website. That feels dangerous when it comes into, people being able to imitate you or whatever. But, uh, you know, I'm not his dad. So, all right, so we've evened things up a little bit. We could also probably move this around a bit more because like this Rhode Island, I feel like that's a little too far over. So it'd be really nice if I could use this to be like, what, 60%? And then this first column is that. Let's change this to be, a little thinner. Great, so we've got our columns, and that'll be the first block of text. And then what I want to do under that is to add a paragraph for the rest of it. So let's see. We can probably just copy over most of this since it's just text. Oh, it's a table. Okay, so maybe I don't want to do that because getting tables in here is not what we're looking for. Oh, can we do that? Great. Let's do. Right, how does he have this? This formatting is a little bit weird because, like, he's got, you know, some of them down onto the next line and some of them just after the end. So let's do that. We'll do that. I'll do that. Great. But does he do this for the rest of the thing? Oh yeah, he has it very much in a table format. Yeah. There's gotta be a better way to display this stuff. I mean, I understand having a CV in a table format, but like this is a website, not a CV, so uh hmm. We could probably do what if I took these, since these are part of the same information here. Do that. Or do I want to, let's see, maybe after all this, there should be like a media and text one. I wonder if this would be different. I can use, I don't need to re-upload it. I've got it in my media library. Let's select that. Then for the content, let's select what we already have. And you know what? Instead of copying it over, let's just move it all down into there and see kind of what that looks like. Yeah, let's get rid of those columns. I can kind of change how things look. So I can swap that and that. I can change the vertical alignment so that it aligns top. I can also do this as wide width. That might be, there we go. Yeah, let's do that. And then let's preview it in a new tab and see what that kind of looks like. So I don't totally love how the spacer looks for that. But I think everything else looks mostly right. That is a very big photo for that, but let's see, let's change the spacer or the separator. Let's do a wide line instead of the default. Let's see, media width 50. Let's do a media width like, what, 38. And instead of aligning top, let's still align middle. Let's save it again and preview it in the new tab. Yeah, right, like that's more like what he's looking for. You know, it's not exactly the same, but it's still something like it. And then for this, because, okay, so we finished the personal information section. That's what we have here. Now we want the education section, right? So let's actually go back up to the top part of this page. We're going to do curriculum vitae. Is this entire thing his curriculum vitae? It's not really an about me page, is it? Yeah. Okay. Instead of having about me up here, we're going to change this into curriculum vitae. Then for the media, do we have a caption? No, I can crop the image to fill the entire column. Look at that. What does this look like now? I mean, it still looks pretty good. All right. I wonder if I need to have it wide width if I'm doing it that way. Well, if I do it not, oh. All right, let's look at it. Here's Johnny. That's not what we're looking for. Can I do full width? Oh, okay. That's what that means by full width. I understand. So we want wide width, not full width. And that'll still be good. All right, anyway. So let's see. Personal information, I don't want to be a paragraph, I want to be a heading. This really separates kind of the different sections of the curriculum vitae because this is going to be heading 1, and then personal information will be the next set, and then we'll go into education in the next set. So I believe, oh, that's not the reference, this is the reference. So yeah, there's a separator underneath them. So let's do a separator again. And let's do a wide line, save it, view it. I wonder if I can do this wide width too. Yeah. Because then, if we preview it again, it'll go all the way across. So that's nice. All right. Now that we've got that, we need to add the next heading. And the next heading is going to be education. So we'll do education. And then let's see, general medical license certification. So we could do additional subheadings. Like right now I'm just using regular text for these things. But I could do subheadings. I guess I'll stick with regular text for just right now so that I'm, I don't know, keeping somewhat consistent. So we'll do general. And we'll do this. The other way I could do this is to do a series of columns, because that does seem to be kind of what he wanted out of this, right? Okay, let's do that. That's not what I meant to do. All right, there we go. So education, we'll do columns. I know we could do tables. I'm just trying not to use tables. All right. So here, let's do heading. Let's make it an H3, which is that smaller heading. And it was what? General? General. And then for the second one, we can add a paragraph and copy over that information in here. Let's save that and just see what that looks like. Okay, it's a little too small, I think. Let's try to use the wide width for all of these, I think. So let's see. Let's select all of our columns here. And let's do wide width here. I'm gonna have to do the same for the education. This whole page is gonna have to be wide width. Save it. Then let's go to preview it. And that looks pretty okay. We could also attempt, if we wanted to not do wide width, we could just try assisting the columns here, right? Because we could do, for this column, we can do width as like 40%, and then this column would be 60%, right? And I can save that and preview it in a new tab. What does that look like? Yeah, that's a little far apart, right? So can I take these columns and make them regular width. None. Yeah, that's none is 620 pixels wide. That's difficult. And that's just the theme that I'm using right now. Obviously, I could do things a bit different if I wanted to edit the themes, and I probably will to some extent, but this is just starting slow. Yeah, let's go back to wide width for these for now. I want to change that, but it's gonna happen later. All right, so I should be able to duplicate these, right? And I can go in here and do the next section. So the next one is medical. We'll copy this over here. Let's copy it without formatting. Why did that do that? University of Illinois College of Medicine at Chicago. Why did you select code for that? I don't know. Let's see. Let's take that code and convert it to oh yeah, code to paragraph. But like, let's see. Is that another paragraph? I don't think it should be. I think it's supposed to be like maybe that, and then this. Yeah, like, yeah, I think that seems more accurate. And if we're doing that there, we should really consider doing that too, right? And maybe separating these. Especially because it's like, let's see. And then we have a little bit more consistency between these different sections. If we wanted to add a little bit of separation between these, but not as hard as that, what I think we can do is, let's see. Let's add below or add after. Yeah, there we go. I'll do another spacer. Oh, separator. That's why I got confused. Separator. And we can do what? Dots. And we can do wide width. Oh, dots is still just going to do them in the middle. Well, that might be enough, because that'll get it between the general and medical. All right, so let's move on from there. And let's copy over both the separator and these columns, right? And duplicate. Great, so now we've got another section. Let's grab license. So we'll do license, and then Michigan State Board of Medical Examiners. Again, it's inside a table, so it's messing with my formatting. So let's do that, and we'll transform it into a paragraph. Great. So there's license. And now we can take those two and we can duplicate them again for the next section. which is going to be certification. All right. And there's our certification, and that should be the entire education section. So now let's save it, and let's take a quick look at it. Yeah, that's looking decent. I don't know that I need the 4060. I might be able to get away with a bit smaller. Like if I did what, 3070? 3070? I mean, I do kind of like that these line up a decent bit. I could do the same thing up here too with the median text, right? Media width. Are we doing percents? Now I want to go back to doing the column for this instead of the median text, because if I have all my columns the same, then it'll just line up real nicely. Huh. All right, let's do 30, 70, and 30, 70, and then do 30, and then 70. Great. And save that. Preview it. Yeah, more or less. Definitely could be better, but you know, just a little bit at a time. I'm curious, let's see. I want to see this as the none again. Huh. I don't really like how the text lines up there, if I'm being honest. I might have to work on that a little bit once we get things a little bit closer. All right. Go wide width. Yeah. Let's see. This is the template pages. I wonder if I can edit the template in a new page. Okay, I can't do it in a new page. This content, does it have inner blocks use content widths? Well, it's not exactly what I'm looking for. I'll have to go back to that. What just happened? Great, thank you. I appreciate that. Honestly, I will probably be leaving in about 15 or so minutes just so I can make some dinner too. But you know, I figured I'd get started with some of the stuff anyway, and then we can always continue it later. All right, so I duplicated this separator up here so that I can bring it back down here. And then we're going to do another whole section of employment. Interestingly enough, employment is only like one section, right? Like education was 4 sections, and experience will also be 4 sections, even though it doesn't say experience. Huh. Well, that's all right. What we'll do is just to add another heading. I'll leave that as H2, but I am going to make it wide width to go with the other ones, and we'll do employment. And what we'll just do is we'll copy one of these, and we'll bring it down here, and we'll just delete the certification section. In fact, we can get rid of the heading entirely and just have our text on this side. We don't need to have the column filled with anything, so let's take this text, add it over here, and do that. It looks a little weird, but that's okay. What does it look like in our preview? Yeah, it looks accurate. That's what we're aiming for right now. All right, I don't need to be in the paragraph. I'm actually going to take this separator. I think it's that one. We're going to duplicate it again. And we're going to move it below that section of columns. And then we can do heading for what, experience? Oop, not full width, I want wide width. Right, because that's what we have with experience, and then we'll do past medical experience, vasectomy experience, faculty appointments, etc. So then we can take this columns and we can duplicate it. I'll take this and bring it down under that. And now we can grab past medical experience. We'll do a heading at H3. We have our past medical experience. Let's grab these in here. There we go. Excellent. So those columns are set up nicely. Let's take this separator and these columns, duplicate them, and we'll move them down. All right. We'll do vasectomy experience. Oh, captured a bit of the code in there. That's why it keeps trying to default to code. All right. We've got that. Let's take these separators in the column and duplicate them again. And now we've got our faculty appointments. Copy those in. Excellent. We'll duplicate those yet again. And we'll add other experience. Doing the same thing with that. I'll move that over there. Those look like they're connected, so I think those are meant to be connected. Great, excellent. Then we've got this separator here, so let's duplicate that and bring that one all the way down. What's our next section? Professional organizations and other organizations. Let's call this organizations. And we'll give this the wide width treatment. Nope, I don't need that. What I do need is another one of these. Let's duplicate that. Let's bring it down under organizations. And instead of saying professional organizations and other organizations, since we have that already kind of established with organizations, I'm just going to do professional and other. So, professional. Here we go. Great. And then let's copy over this separator in these columns. Let's duplicate these. And we can move them down. And then we have what? Other. This is gonna bug me. I see the space in there. All right. Great. Perfect. Now let's grab these two, and you know what? I can just duplicate these even more. I'll grab these and pull them down. And we have recreational interests. So I can just do recreational in, oh, I'm on the wrong page. Recreational interests. And we'll do the same as before, where we grab a set of columns and duplicate it and move those columns down to the bottom. And we can take out this heading. And add in that. It still thinks it's code, so I'm gonna bring that over there. And you know, that looks a little weird. Let's not do this as columns. Let's just add that right under recreational interests. Let's delete these final columns and let's, can I make that wide? The same way everything else is wide? Interesting. Do I have to put this in its own like section? I mean, it's not bad. I just don't like it that way. I wonder if I can do, okay, this might be silly, but let's try columns 1. Yeah, okay, so it does allow me that, and then I can make this wide width, and then I can put the paragraph in the single column, and I've got that going on. All right, save draft, preview a new tab. Yeah, it's so bad. Gives you a bit of separation. There's probably a few things that could be edited down to look a little bit better, but hey, this gives us a couple of pages already. Here, let's publish this. And so that's been updated already. So let's take a look at the site. Visit site. So the home page has not been set to the home page. Let's start with that. Edit page, blog home. I don't want it to be 10. Can I? Navigation. Styles. I don't want to mess with those just yet. Huh. All right, well, I might have to actually make the blog header itself a bit different, because I thought I would be able to set a page as the blog home, but that doesn't seem to be exactly true. Unless I'm looking in the wrong place. Settings, general. Yeah, I might have to look into that later. All right. Well, that's okay. We still have the curriculum vitae page, so we can view that. And that looks just as we wanted it to. All right. I'm going to call it for now so I can make myself some dinner and have that happen. But we'll pick up from where I'm leaving off right now some other time so that we can kind of finish out this site and do some more advanced styling and maybe see about doing a bit of a redesign, because this site's still, a bit old and I just want to get data in there to actually work with it. So thanks for hanging out with me. I do really appreciate it. And I hope you'll join me again. Bye for now.